Hit the like button, please, people, and make sure you are subscribing. I do appreciate everyone who is here. I've seen a lot of people talk about this online the last 24 hours, boys, that there is a feeling that Real Madrid are kind of disrespecting Arsenal a little bit with all this talk of comebacks. 90 minutes is harder at our ground than anywhere else. There's the lucky jumpers. There's what they're doing for the bus before they arrive. The way Jude Bellingham was talking yesterday about how there is this been belief that they'll come back, that all of Madrid think they're going to come back. Some people see it the other way, like they're maybe coping a little bit and they're actually really worried. How do you guys see it? Do you think there's been a little bit of disrespect in terms of this conversation around Real Madrid coming back, like it's almost like it's a foregone conclusion in some people's eyes?
You know, the problem is that people are falling for it. That rival fans are falling for it, and they're going to fall on their faces when Arsenal actually win at the Bernabeu. I'm being serious, bro. Like, Arsenal can go to the Bernabeu. We have seen how shit Real Madrid are, right, in the first game. I thought that Real Madrid will attack Arsenal, will play better than Arsenal. Arsenal might hit them on the counter-attack, might be a draw, or even a 2-1 or a 1-0. But the way Arsenal dominated Real Madrid, I actually think that people have this myth about Real Madrid. Yes, Real Madrid are a big club and they have the heritage and everything. But actually, I wouldn't put it past Arsenal to actually go and win the game. Like, yes, I say that Real Madrid are favorites because it's their ground. But people are taking it as Real Madrid will score a couple of goals in the beginning. Arsenal will cheat themselves and rivals are falling for it. And I don't see it. Tactically, I don't see how Real Madrid will actually win the game against Arsenal and come back from a 3-0. Real Madrid have never done it in their history in the UEFA Champions League. Then I'm looking at this, and the problem is Real Madrid are doing it, and the PR is building up. And I don't think the Arsenal players are actually feeling the pressure that much. If you look at the Arteta press conferences, that's so calm, composed. Look at Saka press conferences, it's calm and composed. The way they talk. I actually didn't expect Arsenal to go through, and Arsenal surprised me in the first leg. I thought Arsenal would lose the tie at the end, and they surprised me. So what is saying that Arsenal now have proved you wrong, so admit it, you're wrong. You got it wrong. As my man Sam said it. Sam said I got it wrong. It's okay. It's just adi to get. Everyone gets things wrong. Just say you got it wrong. Don't be stubborn and say that Real Madrid will come back as 4-0. I'll be so surprised if that happened. I think Arteta should get sacked in the tunnel if that happens. I don't see Arsenal losing 3-0 to Real Madrid. Real Madrid are doing it as if they're hyping up their fans and stuff. I'm actually not sure if Real Madrid players believe their own hype that they're going to go and win against Arsenal 4-0. The last time Arsenal lost by 3-goal margin was against Man City. That is 3 years ago. 3 seasons ago. It's not even last season, it's the season before. Right? Real Madrid are not going to be able to cope with the Arsenal defense, are not going to be able to cope with how people saying you will see. The same people that told me you will see in the first leg, when I said that Arsenal have a chance of winning the game at the Emirates, what do you mean I will see? I will see what? I will see Arsenal losing more than 3 goals. I don't think Real Madrid are disrespecting Arsenal as much as Real Madrid are trying to build themselves up, trying to put belief in themselves, right? Like Jude Bellingham is saying that we've never lost like this before. Broski, you've lost twice by 3+ goal margins this season against Barcelona. Barcelona schooled you a couple of times, and I don't like Barcelona. They schooled Real Madrid a couple of times this season already. One is like 5-2 and one is like 4-1 or something like this. So he has lost the season already by 3+ goal margin. Real Madrid, Will is the only honest Real Madrid fan out there that we talked to. He said they were crap. Well, shit. Ancelotti doesn't coach us. But rivals, let's shit. You know what? We can come on this show and just shit on Arsenal. Be funny. We'll laugh a lot. We'll get rivals clapping for us. It'll be great. We can just sit here and do this. And Mo, you're great. You're not glazing Arsenal. Arsenal are shit. Let's shit on them even more. Let's tell them you haven't won the Champions League in 20 years. There is a world outside your bedroom, my friend.
They haven't not won the Champions League in 20 years. They've never won the Champions League.
They have never won the Champions League. They haven't won a major trophy in 20 years.
5 years.
I don't understand how people analyze football in 2025 like this binary, bro. I told it to...
Are you saying Madrid are cringe? Is that what you're saying?
So cringe, bro. Bro, Hussam, I'm just going to tell you something. Apart from the things that we cannot predict, like Arsenal getting a red card in the first 5 minutes, or Arsenal are like, get 2 red cards in the beginning or the referee have a howler. I want any fan to give me a rational reason why you would predict Arsenal to lose by 4+ goal margins. Like, what is there? And I asked Henry this, and Henry, his response on Monday was one thing. It's just a gut feeling. Like, and I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, they just maybe want it to happen. But there's no rationale behind it. And people are falling for the Real Madrid thing, bro. Like, oh, in the Bernabeu it's different.
Someone says here, a few people in the comments said, well, Terry, like, who is exactly said it's going to be easy? I just want to, as a case in point, let's take a listen here to Jude Bellingham for a second.
Done for tomorrow.
Hi Jude, Alex Howell, BBC. What's it like being part of a team where people near enough expect these comebacks from you?
Yeah, I think it's. I did say that to someone the other day, where it's a weird environment at the minute. The last few days, it's like one of the worst results we could possibly imagine away, and for some reason, everyone thinks it's nailed on that we'll come back, and it's a nice feeling, I have to say. It means there's a lot of trust in the talent. It means that you're at a club.
So you hear what he said there? He said that everyone around them, that is journalists, fans, people inside the club, he said, expect and think it's nailed on that we're going to come back. Now, some people would look at that as disrespectful. Some people would look at that and say, you've never overcome a defeat in the first leg of a knockout game by this margin ever. If you look at the lack of goals that Arsenal have conceded, equally the volume of goals you have conceded this season at home and away. And I get what Jude's saying, that it's a nice feeling that people think that. Listen, I can't speak for Jude Bellingham. For me, I think the response would be, I'm glad that people have faith in us, but we're not looking at it like that. This is going to be a massively difficult task. This is going to be if they pull this off tonight, Real Madrid, and I will say Real Madrid have the technical capabilities in the team where if everybody is on point, everybody plays to their optimum level and is clinical, they have the ability to turn this round. It's there. That also means that Arsenal have to have one of the worst nights in their club's history. It could happen. But for Real Madrid to do it, it isn't just a good performance.
So before I say my opinion, I want to ask you both something, because you're both on Arsenal's side.
Please let me finish my statement, because I need this out there in case people try and cook me later. Sorry, let me just finish this statement. I need this. For them to turn this around, Sam, it has to be their greatest ever performance in a Champions League knockout game outside of a final. Tonight.
No, it's not. Already you're wrong.
No, it isn't wrong. How is coming? Answer me this question. If Real Madrid do it tonight, for the first time in their club's history, overcoming a 3-0 deficit against a team of Arsenal's level in the second leg in the knockout phases, how is that not their greatest ever knockout team performance ever?
The reason why it's not the greatest ever knockout comeback is because Liverpool beat Barcelona 4-0.
No.
Real Madrid, bro. He's saying Real Madrid.
Madrid's. That, ladies and gentlemen, Real Madrid, what you've just seen there, ladies and gentlemen, what you've just seen there, ladies and gentlemen, is cognitive dissonance. Sam misheard me. That's why he interjected. Sam misheard me and thought I said of all time, of all clubs, and he had to go and defend his Liverpool. I never mentioned Liverpool.
Oh, you're talking about Champions League history versus Real Madrid.
I'm talking Real. This is why you don't understand sometimes, Sam, because you're jumping in. You're still not listening.
I'm not going to interrupt you here.
But, well, listen then, and then you won't get it wrong. But the point, or literally what I said is, for Real Madrid to do this tonight, it's got to be their greatest ever performance in a Champions League knockout game, period. So I do think there is an element of disrespect from maybe not the players, but the wider Real Madrid fraternity, fans, journalists, where there is this, oh, you guys will come back. I think that's a little bit dismissive of Arsenal. What I will say is that Arsenal can't let this go to their head either. Arsenal have got to go into this game the most focused they've ever been before. Going through, I think, changes how a lot of people perceive Arsenal as a Champions League team under Mikel Arteta. Go out, and I don't know how the hell they recover from just the fan implosion that will happen it'll be very, very hard to recover from that, in my view. So, look, it's going to be an amazing game tonight, no matter what. I do think there's been a little bit of disrespect. I also think there's been a little bit of, and the other side of it is this, with the way they've kind of done the PR before the game, the lucky jumpers, the bus, the ultras, the roof. Now they're talking, you know, the 90 minutes is longer here than anywhere else. They have got to come back, because the embarrassment now for Real Madrid, if they do all of this and go out, or they do all of this and imagine Arsenal beat them tonight. Like, I'd tell you, if that happens, multiple people at Real Madrid, including the social media manager, they're losing their jobs. Managers going, certain players are going, certain recruiters are going, social media teams going. Literally, I reckon you're going to see about 10 people lose their jobs at Real Madrid if they don't come back tonight. But what a treat. What a treat I think we are going to be served up as football fans in the build up to this game, this game tonight. Sorry, Hassam, over to you, mate.
Okay, the reason why your question in itself is disingenuous, I did not mishear you. The reason why your question itself is disingenuous is because Madrid anyway never came back from 3-0 down. So obviously it's the biggest comeback. Like, no shit, Sherlock. They were never 3-0 down and came back 4-0. Like, obviously it's the best comeback ever because it's never happened before. Like, it's so obvious. Like, it's just... that doesn't even need like this magnifying statement. If we're talking about Champions League history, the Liverpool comeback is more impressive because we had no Salah, no Firmino. Now, if we're talking about the game today,
let me just address that very quickly because I want to make you understand me. I get your challenge, right? What I'm talking about is, you're right. It should go without saying, but it isn't.
Yeah, but it's never happened.
Hang on, but again, please let me finish what I'm explaining. You are right. It should go without saying that this is a very hard thing for Madrid to do, because they've got to have their greatest ever 90 minutes in knockout football history. That's why it's disrespectful for thousands and thousands of people to go, well, they'll come back, won't they? Because it's dismissing how hard the task is. That's the point, Hassam.
Yes. I have no problem with anything you just said. I'm just saying they've never done this before. So obviously, if they do this, then it is by definition the most impressive thing when you haven't done it before. Just like if Arteta wins Arsenal this Champions League, he becomes probably in many people's eyes the greatest Arsenal manager ever because they've never won it before. So this is just obvious, to be honest with you. So when it comes to tonight, listen, when you're a 15-time Champions League winner, you get to do anything you want without cringing. If I start doing this on the stream, you'll all cringe. But when Hulk Hogan did it as a 10-time WWF champion, no one cringed. They had 80,000 people in the stadium cheering him on. The reason why people find Arsenal cringy is because they won fuck all. That's why people find them cringy when they do all this extra stuff. And all the stuff that Real Madrid are doing right now is completely normal. All they're doing is trying to employ the dirty tactics, the Satanism that Madrid always employ, you know, the same stuff that they did before they played us in a Champions League final. Oh, Real Madrid don't play finals. We just win them, you know, stuff like this. Carlo Ancelotti coming out and saying it's very obvious to play against Klopp. It's easy to play against Klopp. These are nothing but mind games. These are nothing but mind games. This is nothing but like, you know, how can I say this? Like the dark arts of football, of which we gave Arsenal prop for earlier on this season, the dark arts Arsenal. And now simply Real Madrid are doing the dark arts. And by the way, we're all sat here like mocking it and stuff. If it works and if it gets to the Arsenal players' heads and they're like 2-0 up within the first 10 minutes, Real Madrid, that is, then everyone will praise these dark arts and go like, yo, these guys actually got into the Arsenal players' heads, because Arsenal have never been here before. Arsenal have not been here before against, you know, an opposition like this, 3-0 up against them in the first leg, having to like defend that going away to the Bernabeu. So it's obviously smart and intelligent of Real Madrid to try to get into their heads. If I'm in their place, I'd do the same thing. Like, I would lil bro them. Like, I've been here before. You haven't been here before. I've got about 10 players in my starting 11 that are all Champions League winners. We've gone over the line before. We've beaten Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. We've beaten Liverpool's Jurgen Klopp. We've beaten Diego Simeone's Atleti. Like, we've done all of this before. And now you're next, Arsenal. So that's all that they're doing. They're just doing some dark arts. I don't find it cringy at all. I think they're just trying to get into the Arsenal fans' heads. And if it works later on, I promise you yourself will bring it up. You yourself, Mo himself, everyone in the plan will go like, everything that Real Madrid did before the game, they did, and it worked. and it got to Arsenal and it triggered them. And in reverse, you're also right. One of the things that you said that is correct, which is if after doing all this it does not work, then you have every right to slander Real Madrid because you did all this extra shit, and in the end, like, imagine, like, I'll give you an example right now because I'm being very fair and balanced with my point of view on this. So they wear these lucky jackets and they do all of this in the media and blah blah blah. 3 minutes in, corner Arsenal 1-0 up against Madrid. Every person in the planet, including myself, will slander Real Madrid for doing all this extra shit unnecessarily. So it goes both ways. If it works, we'll say genius. If it doesn't work, we'll say crap. This is like Pep Guardiola. Like when Pep Guardiola does all these tweaks and shit and it works, everyone's like, oh my God, Kevin De Bruyne played false nine and they still won the league title. Pep Guardiola, you're a genius. And then he plays Champions League final against Chelsea. He doesn't start Rodri. He doesn't start Fernandinho. No DMs. And they end up losing. And we go like, why the hell did Pep not start a DM? So it's kind of the same energy.